Okay, we're now going to go over to score. So we're going to go through the shooter, which I really like. And then we're going to go to learn and aim your match with a normal shot. Now, this one is pretty cool. Just shoot the ball up. Now, listen, my best advice is in the beginning, look, forget this curve and trying to make the shot drop and forget about all this stuff like, aiming to the left-hand side and trying to make it curl on target. It can be very hard and tedious. What I would say is the best method I could just say to you is just aim at the ground first, okay? Just focus at aiming at the ground just to keep the shot on target. Don't stress too much about the curve and everything like that. I think you got to do controllers in a way, but I think you got to do 5 of these. But don't stress about like doing these kind of drop shots and getting it perfectly where you want it to be, or maybe trying to curl the ball in. Don't worry about that too much. So just get the ball, just practice getting it on target. That's a goal anyway. And then if you want to, maybe if you've got one spare, you can practice with your curl shots, whatever. It's going to get this. But as I said, look, just practice on power. Realistically, you need power. Practice on power, aiming at the ground. I think I'll do one more. Great. Beautiful. Okay. Bad save. Shoot with the ball without control is a volley. Very, very simple. This is like one of the best, like on the high level, this is a very good way to score. Like you can do these amazing trick shots, like, doing a rainbow and like pressing a shoot button, or you can pass the ball into the net. Think of this pass button like a precision pass. Now, technically, you can do a precision pass into the box. Into the goal. Why would you want to do it? Maybe you could argue a lot of people are just used to the precision pass indicator when they're aiming. So if you're coming from FC and you need to get used to aiming, that's something that you can do. Just not a top tip. This is a Magnus shot. So this is where you can practice the curl. Very, very easy. So you just like that, and your right analog stick. So very, very simple. You hold down, it will dip down when you shoot. If you aim up, it will go up when you shoot. The curve after. To the left, go to the left. To the right, it will go to the right. And if, of course, you go to the bottom right, then it will go towards the bottom right. And of course, the more towards the bottom right you do it, you get a bit of a both. So you can technically do this one as well. Aiming at the floor, is it really amazing? Not really, but I think it's a really good way because moving your right analog stick up when you're dribbling can be very, very ineffective. So sometimes just aiming at the floor can be very effective. Now, for this specific method, maybe it's not the best way of teaching, but I'm just saying in general, just in the beginning, my best advice, aim at the floor. Then you can start later on going for like stuff like this and then trying to get like, for example, the dip like this around and into the goals like that. Anyway, then you can see the Magnus shots. This one wants you to go up and over. Up and over. There we go. I actually messed that one up big time. And then the shooting range. This is actually a pretty good one. It's a really good one just to practice. Just want to hit your targets as many as you can. And of course, you can practice your aim. And you can basically, think about when you're taking a shot, you're not going to be standing still. You're going to be under pressure. You're going to be moving. So my best advice is act like you're running towards the goal or maybe away from goal. So practice your shots like this. Is my best advice. Practice your shots like this. And you can learn, you can do like what I'm doing, just learn, for example, to apply the curve. So you might, for example, apply it like that to get it into that side of the goal. Or maybe you're running this way and you need to get the curve in like that to get it. And you just want to hit the target as many times as possible. Very, very simple. And of course, you can practice, getting the ball to drop and so on. Very, very simple. It's a really good way. As I said to you, practice just with the ball. Of course, custom matches is good. But just practice just getting on target. That's it. And that is basically it. Can we get the last one before time ends? No, we can't. Okay, and that's basically it. So that is the shooting range. Very, very simple. That is how you shoot. We're going to go with the final episode in this series where we're going to go to goalkeeper, but that is score.